Very quickly.
Well, Donald Trump has pulled out of a globally binding climate deal because he wants to put Pittsburgh before Paris. Australia won't be following his lead because we still reckon the Paris Accord is good for Parramatta, Piraki, Struth, even Panaroo, Panamaloo and Perth.
The President's announcement is not a surprise. It was a very core campaign commitment of his. It is disappointing. We would prefer the United States to remain part of the agreement. We are committed to the Paris Agreement.
So there you have it. The boss of Australia has spoken. We're staying signed up and we're on track to meet our 2030 target of reduction in carbon emissions by 26 to 28% on what they were back in 2005.
What the Prime Minister should be saying is that climate change is a shared challenge. It will affect all of our nations and we all have to play a part in responding to it.
The Greens want him to go even further, with MP Adam Bandt stating Trump's axis of denial is a greater threat to global security than terrorism. Australia should back a push to #DumpTrump. At the other end of the climate clash is Liberal MP/Trump fanboy Craig Kelly, who posted this earlier in the week. It's not confirmed yet, but have the champagne on ice.
The Paris Agreement really put America at a significant competitive disadvantage, especially against Russia and against China.
Fun fact, Craig Kelly is a member of our Parliament's Environment and Energy Committee. Yeah, let that sink in. That's like a horse being a member of a committee that's set up to murder other horses, which, let's be honest, is an awful idea. I mean, how is a horse even going to hold a pen to take notes at a committee meeting when it doesn't even have any opposable thumbs? It's exactly like that.
Yeah, it's nothing like that.
It's great that Australia's staying part of the Paris Accord. We've got the greatest solar resources in the world. We've got fantastic innovation and great ideas coming out. Solar is half the price of coal. We're part of this whole movement. China's already doing it. The rest of the world is really doing it. It makes zero sense for us to pull out right now.
Joining us now is a man who I hope would never drink from Craig Kelly's bottle of champagne. Please welcome Josh Frydenberg. The show.
Nice to be with you.
Now, of course, you're Australia's Environment and Energy Minister, so surely you're a little bit disappointed with Trump's decision?
Sure, absolutely disappointed with it. It would have been preferable for the world's second largest emitter to be sitting at the Paris table, but Australia's commitment is full and complete. We have established our 26 to 28% Paris commitment to reduce our emissions by that date, by 2030. So we're on target to do it and we'll carry it through.
Can you tell the Deputy PM, please, your mate, Barnaby Joyce? It's a bit hard
Big BJ.
Yeah, Big BJ, right? It's a bit hard for us to be up ourselves because he won't even commit to the Paris Accord himself. He won't admit, say whether he's into it or not.
Well, the government policy is very clear that we support the Paris Agreement. That means Barnaby Joyce, Prime Minister Turnbull, the whole cabinet, the whole government, and we are doing pretty well. We beat our first Kyoto target. We're on track to beat our 2020 target, and we saw in 2016 a 5-fold increase in renewable energy. So Australia has actually become, despite some of the commentary, one of the most attractive places in the world to invest.
I'm nervous because Barnaby's #2 man. So, next time old mate goes on holidays and Barnaby's in the top job, can he get rid of it? Can he pull us out of it? I'm nervous, Josh.
So is Boo and Pistol, I tell you.
Yeah, they are.
But I wonder if there's opportunity here because on our climate action, you might know that Yale University does a ranking. We are ranked currently on our climate action by country 82nd in the world. The United States is 44th. So do you hold out hope that by the United States removing from that, we might crack it to 81st?
Well, look, our targets are very significant and compare very favourably with other countries. And Australia has a different emissions profile to other countries. As you know, we've relied much more on coal and gas than many other countries.
That's the problem, right?
But the transformation is really well underway, Waleed. In fact, we were ranked in the top 10 countries in the world for renewable investment, and the Clean Energy Council, a group that should know, said that there is $7 billion worth of investment currently underway in the renewable space.
So we might move to 80th.
No, I think our targets are achievable, our targets are realistic, and, that's why we took them on.
You know who's killing it with renewables is China. So what are we going to do when they stop buying our coal?
Well, not just China buys our coal, India buys our coal, Japan buys our coal, and employs tens of thousands of people throughout the country.
India's going off it too, though, Bub.
But no, well, India's playing both games at the same time. They're definitely going down the path of renewables, but they're also, because they've got 300 million people who don't have access to electricity, they're also increasing their coal.
So what would this mean for our relationship with China?
Well, our relationship with them is very strong. It's our biggest trading partner, and there is some really good cooperation in the renewables and energy space. But, I mean, the message to say tonight is Australia differentiates itself from the US on this matter. They have decided to walk away from Paris. We are sticking to Paris under Malcolm Turnbull. Renewables keep being invested in, and the Australian economy is at its lowest level in terms of emissions intensity in 27 years. So that's a pretty good achievement.
I know that you support, we've been running a campaign to ban single-use plastic bags, and I know you support a state ban on this.
Yep.
Your colleague in New South Wales, Gladys Berejiklian, is doing nothing on this. Can you just look down the barrel of that camera and tell her that she should get involved, she should move on this?
Gladys, it's time to ban those plastic bags, just like your colleagues have agreed to do in Queensland and elsewhere across the country.
While we're here, can you just look down the barrel and do a birthday message from my daughter?
Your dad's working too hard.
Minister Josh Frydenberg, thanks so much for joining us.
I have to take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Coming up, new stats show almost 140,000 calls to Centrelink are met with busy signals every day. And the great-grandmother from Canberra who needs help choosing a wedding dress. You're watching the